became a little bit tricky for them and they felt uncomfortable to leave. I'm not sure on the issue, maybe you know more than me on this issue. I was of the understanding that especially the religious Orthodox Jews cannot go up on the mount all the time of the Messiah.
Okay, we'll come to this. But let's get the main thing. Let's talk about the current event, right? Let's talk about the current. Look, ladies and gentlemen, look. I spent time doing a data analysis. A data analysis on the Dawah team and how many views we've been able to amass in the last 3 years. And according to my conservative estimates, and if we're talking about all the languages that these discussions are being translated in, and not crossover, like for example, if EF Dawah releases something and SC Dawah releases something, I'm not going to double count it. If we do it that way, we have about 300 million views. Right here in Speaker's Corner, 300 million views, 300 million. Now that is actually a percentage of the world population. And I'm saying to you now that this is just Speaker's Corner. We're not talking about the fact, Zishan, I was just saying this, that in the last 2 weeks only, on this man's channel, on Ali Dawah's channel, and I had a very small contribution, and I'm not saying it humbly, that there was 14 million views just on YouTube, on the Palestine issue alone. 14, you can count them yourself, this is an open secret. 14 million views, that is 2 times, almost, the number of the Israeli population. They got a 9 million population, so we've got 4 million or 4 or 5 million in order to get that. What we're saying is, what we're doing here is not just super important, it's narrative changing, okay? No one here that is a speaker, or even those who come to support the speakers or record them, every single one of you, we would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts and let you know that you are part of this movement. This is a movement, not just a Dawah movement, but it's a movement which is an activist movement. Because Dawah and activism are 2 sides of the same coin. You know, when we are talking about oppression. So we're talking about something that no other religious group has been able to compete with us in this park. The Sunni domination has persisted for 5 years in this park. And it has been very, very clear by virtue of number of views, shares, translations, etc. And this, in the next 5 years, you can imagine where we will be. Where we start talking about billions of views. And we start talking about something which is going to require, some kind of professionalism in order to really deal with. What I want to say is that right here in London, in the UK, in this special place, Speaker's Corner, every single one of you who have been part of this movement, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining. Zishan, I would like you to tell the people now why you think that activism online from your perspective, because me and you know, we do a lot of data analysis. We look at the comments, we look at the views, we look at the movement. Why is it important?
The thing is, too much has happened now. Yeah? When they stormed Aqsa, that was the line being crossed. Yeah, that's when everybody galvanized. Before it was a nationalistic thing. Some people were saying maybe it's this, maybe it's that. When they stormed the masjid, that's when everybody said that's enough is enough. Yeah, and nowadays, everybody's online anyway. You can see from the statistics, the TikToks, yeah, the Instagram stories, the Twitters, yeah, the videos will go viral in just a number of hours. Yeah, and you can see there's such a thirst. It's like fertile ground. Yeah. It's like a ground that's been parched of water. Yeah, we upload something now, within a day, it will cross 100,000. Why? Because the people, they're hungry for it. They're thirsty for it. Yeah, they want it. And if they want it, then we give it. Yeah, they want to hear our narrative. The mainstream has exposed itself. When it comes to the BLM, when it comes to other things, the mainstream now has exposed itself very clearly. And that's why now the Muslims, when they say, look, we're being misrepresented, obviously people want to hear and they relate with that more. Yeah, it's more obvious. So I think the brothers, what they wanted was that we hash out some of the arguments that are posited by the opposition, by the Zionists.
Let's do that. And can I just add something to this? I think this is very true, right? Do you know, it takes something like that. It takes the storming of Al-Aqsa Masjid. It takes the killing of children. It takes the obvious oppression, the painfully obvious oppression, for the Muslims to come and to actually put aside their squabbling differences and to unite upon the truth. To unite upon the truth for this cause, which is greater than all of ourselves. And what we need to do, and this is a message to everyone, we need to educate ourselves on the history and the present. This is imperative. If you want to have a narrative altering impact, you need to learn. The first thing that came in the Quran is اقرأ بسم ربك الذي خلق. Read, recite in the Lord of your who خلق الإنسان من علق, who created the Lord from a clot, and so on. So we have to, and you know, there is a hadith that says جاهدوا المشركين بأنفسكم وأموالكم وألسنتكم, that do jihad with those enemies, with those, and we're not talking about all polytheists, but those enemies of them, right? With yourselves. And that's what we're seeing now in those individuals in Aqsa, those resistance to the occupiers. If that's not jihad, there is no jihad. That is exactly jihad. When the child throws a stone at the oppressive army, that is jihad fi sabilillah already. Wa amwalikum, and your monies, and bi alsinatikum. Now think about this. Why did the Prophet said bi alsinatikum, and with your tongues? How can you do jihad with your tongue? If jihad was about doing that physical damage, why is this hadith even there? How can you explain the hadith? This shows you that jihad is through argumentation as well. That when Brother Mansour or Brother Hashim or Brother Zishan or Ali Dawah or anybody who's a regular speaker here, when they are going against the standard false narratives and they are presenting the Islamic perspective and they are outlining the oppression, this is jihad. The Quran says, وَجَاهِدُهُمْ بِهِ جِهَادًا كَبِيرًا, and do jihad with it, with the Quran, to them, a big jihad. So what we say today, because we want to see what's happening here, is that we will be releasing information about the history of this. I've already released a lot of information on that. But what I need everybody here to do is realize that your contribution is not, yes, your contribution is not insignificant. It's not trivial. Should not be minimized. If you put a comment or a like or a share, wallahi, that is just like, it's like we're in a dark room and everyone's putting on their lighters. And together, the torches make a blinding, illuminating light that those oppressors will be forced to see. And that's what I say. I say, do not undervalue your contribution. Wallahi, the power of social media, we will have a vanguard now. We already have a vanguard. And it's already destroying them. It's already destroying them. They're putting adverts. You've done a video on this. They're putting adverts on our videos. I don't even know how they did it. Yeah, they're trying to counteract it because it's just too many views. They're being swarmed online. Why do you think that it took only 11 days before they came out and not 25 or 26 or 30 days or 50 days? Because the pressure from the international community and the pressure from those on social media was too heavy, and the atrocities were too obvious and their crimes were too much, that they knew they would be destroying their reputation bit by bit. But we should not let our weapons go. And when I say weapons, I'm not talking about rifles, I'm talking about the pen. The pen, and we're talking about the power of intellection. وَدُّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَوْ تَغْفُلُوا عَنْ أَسْلِحَتِكُمْ وَأَمْتِعَتِكُمْ فَيَمِيلُونَ عَلَيْكُمْ مَيْلَةً وَاحِدَةً. That the disbelievers wish that you'd let go of your armory so that they can attack you one time. Don't get complacent now because there's a ceasefire. We need to keep the pressure on these individuals. We need to all be together. What do you say, Zishan, about that?
100% agree with that. We keep the momentum going. The media hype will fizzle down in a couple of weeks with the ceasefire. They just delay stuff. They don't stop it. Yeah, and they have a habit of doing this. Oh, we're just delaying it. Oh, we're going to see what's happening in Sheikh Jarrah. No, it's going to continue. Keep following the footage. Keep following the hashtags. Educate yourselves, educate the people around you, and then spread that knowledge, be it 5 people, 10 people. Same thing about the lighters. Yeah, the more people that do it collectively, it becomes a flame. Yes. Then it becomes a fire. Yeah, and then it becomes much more powerful. That's not what we are.
I think that's what you are, because that's what the Hamas Charter is.
He's provoking.
The Hamas
Just carry on,
Charter-
carry on.
Okay, it's actually. Okay, so.
The Hamas Charter is calling for
man,
the
we're not talking about
extermination of
Hamas.
Jews. You do understand?
Okay, so me.
Is that what you want?
Well, I'm going to answer you.
We're not
So
saying
so me
What you want?
No, wait.
go on.
So me sharing.
No, because the Hamas
So me sharing social media posts about the suffering of our Palestinian people
Yeah.
is somehow, what were you saying? Burning what?
Extermination of Jews.
Extermination of Jews. We're not talking about Hamas Charter. I didn't mention Hamas Charter. I'm saying sharing social media posts.
trying to achieve.
Sharing social media posts, my friend.
Britain is coming to
No, 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 no.
Is that what you're trying to
And that's a very good example. Yeah, and I'm going to give the example of Bella Hadid. Yeah, Bella Hadid is probably the most famous. She's probably one of the most famous models or celebrities that have spoken out, and you have exactly people like this that have now accused her of being anti-Semitic. Yeah, she's been accused of being anti-Semitic. Yeah, anybody who speaks out, they've been labeled with this term of anti-Semitic, and then Hamas gets brought up. Yeah, this issue existed way before Hamas. Today, yes, Hamas. Tomorrow, it'll be somebody else. You cannot use Hamas anymore. You cannot use Hamas anymore. You cannot use. We're bored of it. We're bored of it. The statistics are clear. The news are clear. You go on Twitter. It's overwhelming. You go to the marches. Today there was a pro-Israel march. Did you go to the pro-Israel march? Did you go to the pro-Israel march? Did you go to the pro-Israel march? Yes, you did. Did you see Tommy Robinson there? Are you a supporter of Tommy Robinson? You don't support him. Why is he there at your cause then? Why is he there at your cause? Because because we have a cause of Palestine. No, we have a cause of Palestine. You blame Hamas on us. Then I'm blaming Tommy Robinson on you. I'm blaming Tommy Robinson on you. You need to condemn that march. You need to condemn that march.
Ask you if you condemn
John
the killing of
McDonald's.
women and children.
I don't go McDonald's. Yeah, I only get the fish burger.
Ask you if you condemn the women and children's killing.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say to you.
Do you condemn the women and the children that are dying?
Ripping up
No, you wouldn't.
I'm not interested. Do you condemn the 66 children that have died, that have been killed? Do you condemn?
Killed, not that.
Why do you think it happened? 66 children have died, and you're saying, why did it happen? It doesn't matter why it happened.
Also, you're saying
It doesn't
self-defense.
matter why it happened.
Are you saying
Children dying, children dying.
Self-defense. So your
There is no-
crude rockets.
my nephew
Wait.
and his wife.
Are you saying
No one
crude
cares about your
rockets
nephew.
versus
These are 66 children that have died. And you are asking me why have they
He hasn't
died?
condemned the children yet, killing of children, has he?
We want to
He
first
hasn't.
hear your
He
condemnation.
can't.
to shout at each other. We just want to talk.
You're the
What
one
the,
who's
yeah, that's how
shouting.
you started this conversation.
Because he's making a
Oh,
jihadist
okay,
statement.
How what jihadi statement was he
It's
making?
about holy war.
let's talk.
Right, now the issue
No,
is,
hold on.
I
Hold
want to
on.
know
No,
from
no.
you. All I want to
Calm
know
down.
is why.
Yeah.
You see, this is what I'm saying.
No, go over there. It's nothing to do with us.
Why do you need to go to Jewish areas in Britain? I understand if you were in Israel, you might. Well, I don't know
All
if
right,
it's
let me
Israel.
just
If
say.
you're in Israel, I
All right.
totally understand. You
All
might
right,
want to
yeah.
go, but
Yeah,
why
yeah.
in Britain?
All right,
do you
let me just correct you. What's your name again, bro? What's this, man? What's this? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Hey! Don't come and drive your car like that. Calm your car down. You shut your mouth, man. Don't come and drive the car like that. You shut up, man. Don't. There are people here. You can hurt someone like that. Do you understand?
I wasn't driving.
Yeah, don't drive like.